We're not going to look at the other person and say, oh, it's this person's fault or it's that we're going to accept responsibility for where we have failed. And from there, we're going to learn, well, if it's that I have my tone is wrong, then I'm going to learn how to work on my tone. If it's that my volume is wrong, I'm going to learn how to work on my volume. If it's that I'm too aggressive versus being assertive, we're going to learn how to course correct those things. Because so many times in a conflict, when it's heated and you're in your emotions, the things that you have been taught is what's going to come out. So you know, always say you play like you practice. So if no one's ever really taught you about a timeout, timeout is not just for children, timeout are for adults too, because if a situation is heated and you can't really work through it, you may say, hey, can you give me like 10 minutes? I need time. And it may be an hour, it may be 3 hours, however much time you need. You may need to say, hey, I need some time so I can kind of get my feelings in order, or I can kind of be, because a part of being assertive is I need to clearly communicate to you. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I need to clearly communicate to you what I need. And so I need the time to do that. And so we're going to slow down and think about it so we can really be clear about what we want and what we need. We're not going to have expectations that we just expect the other person to be able to read our mind. We're not going to allow ourselves to act out of our emotions in a way where it takes us out of character or where we do something that's going to be hurtful to the other person. So these are all things we're going to learn how to do this year, because I think it's sad that in the church we have, or just in our society, we have this cancel culture, this divorce culture that that we think that the answer is going to always be, and I'm not saying that there are not grounds for divorce, because there are grounds for divorce, but one of the things me and you were talking about this, and I said this, and I said, I really believe that so many of us never get to the good part because we give up in the hard part. And I wish I could tell you that marriage wasn't going to be hard, that dating wasn't going to be hard, that being a parent wasn't going to be hard, that being a disciple of Christ wasn't going to be hard, that being a woman wasn't going to be hard. Everything that's good is going to have a level of intensity, because we grow when we're being stretched. We grow when we're being pushed. We grow when we're being challenged. And so if we're not being taught that, then when we experience resistance or we experience a level of difficulty, we automatically think, oh, that means that I'm supposed to throw in the towel. And so we don't want to do that. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes. I want to give you guys some of you guys that aren't here to talk. And thank you for joining us. Thanks for putting in Hosea. I'm sorry, is that Stan, that you just went through a divorce. I'm really praying for you, praying that God will reconcile your heart. I want to give you guys a chance to ask some questions. So what are some things this year that you want to get better at? Is it learning how to have a better tone? Is it learning how to be more assertive? Is it learning how to really learn the difference between something that is something that you should walk away from and something you should stand up to? Because sometimes we don't know. The Bible says you'll know you're wise when you know the difference between good and evil. And I think that because we see so much that we don't know the difference between good and evil. Just like a lot of the videos people are watching.